This week we've got Hail Marys, Rip Reacts, lessons from the World Series, and live from the World Series. The man, the myth, the legend, Coach Ballgame. Let's go.
This episode of One Star Recruits, as always, is brought to you by 500level.com. The best t-shirts in MLB, the world champion 2024 Los Angeles Dodgers. Congratulations. We got Freddie Freeman shirts, Teoscar Hernandez, Mookie Betts, mystery shirts for $10. Use the discount code DK and RIP at checkout for 20% off everything on the site. That's DKANDRIP. 500level.com. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. My name's James, but nobody calls me James. My nickname is Coach Ballgame, and I'm on here with the One Star Recruits podcast.
Yo, aloha. Welcome to the One Star Recruits. Checking in from Kalaheo, Hawaii. 78 degrees, 174 pounds, and very tan this week. Proud of my tan this week, but it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. I don't want to say where the next destination is, Rip, but I'm leaving the islands.
Give a little tease for the listeners. You're leaving the island, so are you coming back to the mainland, or can I ask questions, or are we moving on?
Well, I'll give you one question a week. And I think I'll announce this in a couple weeks. You got to stick with us a little bit. We're still working out some details. I think that your first question, you want to roll with that as your first question? I think that's a fair question.
First question, because we know you're a world traveler. Are we international or are we domestic?
It's a good question. I want to do a little bit of coach speak here because some opportunities are not fully closed yet. So I'm trying to manage this thing to make sure that I get the right mess. I'm just kidding. It's going to be domestic. I was trying to do some coach speak, but it's going to be domestic. It's interesting that you asked that, though, because we are very, very close as a family to securing our Italian citizenship. I don't know if I've told you this. Very excited about this. My wife is second generation Italian, Northern Italy, Lucca, Italy. Beautiful, beautiful place if you've never been there. Surrounded by the entire city of Lucca, surrounded by a wall. The wall probably people want down in AZ by Mexico. Luke already did it, but in a nice way. But that's where the wife's family's from. And if you don't know, now you know, they are losing population numbers, Rip. Everybody is, in fact. I think the microplastics in the balls and stuff, everybody's fertility is lower. Things are happening. Italy in particular, though, especially if your parents are born there, in which Kimmy's were, then we can get that dual citizenship. She can. So stay tuned for that. So that's a good question. I never thought about that one. But as far as the move in 2025, it will be domestic. So good question. We'll keep it going, though. It's a somber, sad thing, but also very, very excited. This new place that we're going to, if I had to Zen diagram this thing, which are the best diagrams by far, double circles. If I had to Zen diagram this thing, I think it matches beauty and nature with culture and opportunities a little bit better. And in between of those on the Zen diagram, Rip, what is that? What is that in between?
I believe it's a Venn diagram, not Zen. Zen is something totally different.
No, I know.
Give you Zen.
No, you're right. That's what I'm saying. It's a new thing. Zen. It's a new thing. That's what I'm saying. In the middle, peace. That's why I'm doing it, Rip. Peace.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah. Dude, fucking wreck of the week, man, right off the bat. So somber but excited. Stay tuned. Good question, though. Good question, bro. Special edition pod this week for all the heroes out there coaching their sports teams. Do you set the steal record with your squad, Rip? I know you were hyped 2 weeks ago. I think you maybe went to sleep on that.
I don't think they're very good at record keeping in Little League unless you have a real good historian or something like that. But I'm going to say we have, because I don't think there's any way people are stealing as many bases as we have in the history of the league. But Coach Ballgame, DK, if you listen close, he tells you it's not all about the victories. It's not all about wins and losses. They come, they go. So a lot to learn in this interview, especially for sports coaches of kids.
That's why it's a special. I think he really hit a couple of things that can be applied pretty quickly and easily. And he's a pro at this. It's not like we got some dude off the streets who's learning on the fly making all kinds of mistakes. Kind of a professional in the space in the way he communicates. It's nice, clear, really easy. Things seem to be flowing nicely for Ballgame at the damn World Series last week in Chavez Ravine. So things are happening. This is the right guy to get some information on. It's a world. I realized real fast in this interview, this is a world where you don't get a lot of like training, or it's kind of a throw them in there type situation. There's not right. What do you get? An afternoon of training rip on like how uniforms fit and maybe like, I don't know, don't cuss.
It's kind of like parenting, to be honest. It's like you can go to clinics and seminars and see what your own parents did and do some things differently. But in reality, it really is learning on the fly. Youth coaching, youth sports is because you come up with situations weekly that you've never seen before, and you kind of have to react to them and just use your best judgment. So Coach Ballgame's been doing it for 20 years, so I think he's got it down. He's probably seen everything at this point. But it's like you said, it's communication, it's relating to the kids, and it's being positive, really.
Everybody needs it. Boone needs it. Spitting out sunflower seeds with his $350,000 watch, not helping Judge hit at all. Coach Ballgame sitting in that dugout, Rip. Let's say Coach Ballgame is sitting in that dugout, and you're sitting in that dugout right there with your bald head, assistant hitting coach, and you're seeing what is happening currently right now with the hitting for the New York Yankees. In particular, a guy who's supposed to hit home runs every single game, right? I don't think that our expectations are for him to put bat on ball, and he's not even getting close to that. Platform's yours, bro. You and Ballgame, you're having a side convo. What's your play?
This is coming from a one-star, couple years experience in the game. But I mean, if you listen to Coach Ballgame closely, it's telling him baseball is a game of failure. But it's how do you react to it? How do you treat your teammates? How do you treat people? Can you sleep at night with your actions and what you did? So I think it's more about character and less about the stats, because the wins and losses are gonna come and go. DK, it sounds like coach speak a little bit, but it's Coach Ballgame speak, and it's really effective for him.
If I was in the West Village, I would go back to one of the legends of baseball, one of my favorite players, a Chicago Cubs and Arizona Diamondbacks legend, Mark Grace. You got to find this guy a slump buster. That's the only solution at this stage in the game for him. It's got to happen. But in the meantime, Rip's right. You gotta figure it out. Figure it out together as a team. And that's the name of this interview. Enjoy this interview with James Lowe, aka Coach Ballgame.
Now joining the One Star Recruits podcast, we have a native of Asheboro, North Carolina, a husband, a father, an ambassador for Major League Baseball's Play Ball Initiative, and the career hit-by-pitch record holder for the Brown University Bears. James Lowe, a.k.a. Coach Ballgame, is on with the One Star Recruits. Thanks for hopping on, Coach.
Man, thank you for having me, guys. This is exciting.
We're excited to have you. We've been following you on social media for a long time here, and just to hit on that career hit-by-pitch record holder, I know it goes against your persona now, but everybody tends to be a little less mature in college. Did you ever charge the mound after any of those hit-by-pitches at Brown?
Oh, glad you asked. I'm glad we're starting the conversation here. It's my proudest accolade. Whenever I introduce myself, that's the first thing I say: career hit-by-pitch record holder at Brown U. Never did charge the mound. I always kind of wondered why? Why me? Why am I getting hit so much? Zoomed out years later, and a couple of teammates were like, Jimmy, you were loud, man. You were hollering. You annoyed the other team. And that was just my persona. I like banging into walls, flipping over fences. I would never demean the other team, but I would just scream random things from the dugout that I guess annoyed them and made them want to come up and in on me. But hey, I love being a good teammate. However I can get on base. The last plate appearance of my career was against Central Connecticut State. Got hit right in the head. And this was the closest I ever came to charging the mound. I sprinted to the ball, picked it up, and underhand flipped it back to the pitcher, and then just jogged down to first base. But that's how I ended my career. Pretty cool how that ended that way. So proud of it. And yeah, all I can say is now as a coach, it's the most common email I get. Hey, my kid's afraid of getting hit by the pitch. Can you help? And I certainly can.
You have the stories to tell and confidence. Dude, confidence in what you do. You've kind of cracked the code a little bit in energy and enthusiasm, especially when it comes to capturing the attention of kids and youth, which is not easy. You've had years of experience. Here's what we need. We need a tip for coaches and everyday people, everyday one stars, that how they can keep their enthusiasm levels at an all-time at a high. What's something that you do daily, man, just to keep that energy up?
Well, I feel drained when I'm not doing things I love. I feel energized when I'm passionate about what it is I'm actually doing. And thank goodness I had a mom and dad that never pushed me to settle into an Ivy League business degree or Wall Street or any of that stuff that would make me miserable. I do something that I can pay the bills and feed my family with, something that I love doing. It's a hobby. My job is my hobby. So my advice to anybody out there, find what you love and try to make a living at that. It was ugly for about a decade. I mean, it was hand to mouth and month to month, but who cares? I really get enthused by my job. So being around kids, that fires me up. There's a ripple effect when I can help coach the coaches and parents as well. So knowing there's an impact that's kind of seeped into what I do for a living, that's even more gratifying. So there's the energy right there.
10 years in, sitting at Dodger Stadium, about to check out media day for the World Series. Coach Ballgame, not bad for a decade of hard work, bro. Congratulations.
Thank
Dude,
you, man. Yeah, I'm excited to try and talk to some of these players, humanize them a little bit, ask them questions that kids might ask them, and just bridge that gap of the next generation and MLB players today.
yeah, just get those vibes going, man. Those vibes are good for baseball. You just in the media, walking any of the corridors in any stadium is really it. Dude, with the kids, we had a lot of listeners who have the 5, 6, 7-year-olds, that age where attention span is just nuts. You might be eating grass, maybe throwing rocks. Birds definitely are a big attention getter in the outfield. We need a direct tip for coaches to help youngsters with focus. What do you got? What do you got for a made tip? How do we help youngsters lock in?
Yeah, I think it starts with building trust with them. They need to know you care about them as a person. And then when you challenge them to pay attention, or maybe you reward the kids that are paying attention and locking in and are engaged with a baseball card or a piece of bubble gum, they'll pay attention to that. They'll get on board. But you got to build trust first. You got to say, hey, yes, I'm your baseball coach. I'm your basketball coach. I'm going to teach you about this game. But first things first, I got to get to know you as a person. Can't coach you unless I get to know you. Every great manager, coach that you've ever heard of, that's priority number one, is connect with your people, connect with your players. So even at that 5, 6, 7 age where I've seen kids chew on gloves, I've seen kids literally chase butterflies. They really do that. And there are moments when I'm like, man, if I feel like I'm coaching a team of penguins or kittens, but a change happens. It's a little bit slower at the younger ages, but it will progress into something good if they know you care about them as a person. Ultimately, you just want them to come back next year. So lower the expectations. They're not going to be dialed in like a 10 or a 12-year-old would be, but lower the expectations and make sure it's so fun that they really want to come back tomorrow and come back next year. So that's kind of a quick answer to something you could write a book on.
Yeah, that's it. I gave Rip some advice a couple of weeks ago regarding attention. He was having a hard time with them understanding hand signals or they weren't respecting the don't steal sign was really what it came down to. My advice, Coach Ballgame, tell me 1 to 5 stars on this advice I gave him. I said, you know what? Why don't you let the kids pick the signs? They like doing TikTok. They like doing dances. How about they get to pick the signs with the coaches, the third base coach, for example. He does a little TikTok dance or something, and the kids might pay more attention. What do you think? 1 to 5 stars.
Well, I need more information. I feel like if a coach is reading the room correctly and that's how they respond in a productive, positive way, and that's how they fall in love with the game more, then I give it 5 stars. I think you have to read the room. You gotta try and meet each kid on their own playing field, and collectively, it sounds like they want some empowerment. They want a leadership role. So giving them that opportunity to, whether it be lead stretching, lead the signs, lead the cheers from the dugout. If that's causing them to fall in love with the game more, then I say 10 stars, man.
Coach Ballgame. Yeah, you can't DJ the same songs for every club. That's a good advice, man. Good. Okay, acting background. You've combined it with baseball. Now we got Coach Ballgame. Now we're in social media land. We got Talking Shop podcast. Congrats on hitting 100 episodes, by the way. That's not easy to do. We know in this space that is not easy. Now we're launching an online coaching course, which is a no-brainer, 3-day online event. What's exciting about this being part of the platform? Who should sign up for this online course, and what's their biggest takeaway? What do you want them to leave saying, there we go?
I want them to leave saying, I just became the coach I wish I had growing up. The secret to growing this beautiful game, and this is not just baseball. This is for soccer coaches. This is for parents in basketball, any sport, how to navigate the youth sports world. The secret to getting the next generation involved is you got to teach them love of play, teach them to love the game. Well, the secret to the secret is we've got to equip and educate these coaches and parents out there, so they're not making the car rides miserable. They're not making the 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts miserable. They're coming from a place of unconditional love. So it's 3 days of Zooms with my coach ball games. I've got 2 mentors that are going to join me on the panel, and we're going to break it down. It's a curriculum. We've worked really hard on it, but how to build trust, how to run effective practices, how to teach love of play, how to build character. What should your priority list be when you show up to your first practice? And how do you communicate with parents? That's another big one. It's a lot. It's 20 years of my mind, 20 years of failing into a 3-day little course, but I call it the Coach Ballgame Playbook, and the testimonials have come in. This is lacrosse parents. This is parents of 12-year-olds, 4-year-olds, coaches, the whole deal. It really, really equips them, fills up their tool pouch. So to answer your question, become the coach or become the parent that you wish you had growing up. That's it.
That's beautiful. And access to all these great tools we have nowadays and resources and just cool stuff going on for all the coaches out there. Rip, you going? You signing up?
I'm all in, and just so people know, like I work during the day, as we know, and so, but the recordings I think are available for 30 days after if you sign up. So it's not you don't have to be live, right, Coach?
Yeah, I want to push people towards this because I think a lot of folks are like, well, how do I teach the kid how to hit it to right field, or how do I teach him how to throw a curveball? Before you can do any of that, you've got to do the psychology of coaching. You've got to get to the heart. You got to win the heart before you win the player. So this playbook really breaks down all those steps on how to become a great mentor and a life coach before you become the baseball or softball or soccer coach, whatever it might be.
Check out the Instagram. Give a repost for every Dodger dog that Coach Ballgame eats at Dodger Stadium. How many do you think you'll eat, Coach?
Hot dogs in the chat, please. Oh man, at least 3. At least 3. I am famous for bringing a jug of milk to the World Series 5 years ago, the 2019 World Series. If you go on X, Twitter, and type in Milk Guy World Series, I will come up. I think I'm going to hold off on the milk this year and maybe just go all Dodger dog. So let's say a baker's dozen.
All right. They don't mix well. Rip knows Joey Chestnut. He's a friend of the pod. Maybe we connect you guys. Baseball and milk, though, not a combo I'm into. Dude, we do a little quick action hitter. You're from the East Coast originally. Been in Cali for a minute, but Randolph County, to be exact. We do a little game called How Randolph County Are You? 3 quick questions. You ready?
Oh, let's go.
Let's go, baby. Richard Petty, king of stock car racing. He's from Randolph County. He's the most famous Petties in a long line of them. Okay, here we go, brother. How many Petties can you name?
Wow, goodness gracious. So yes, NASCAR is it is king, as is WCW wrestling. But you've got Richard the King, you've got Kyle Petty, which is a brother there. And as far as other family members, man, not sure, but Tom Petty is the one. Tom Petty is the one concert that I'm sad I didn't get to go to before he moved on. But
Nice podcasting move.
Right. I'm going to go with Kyle, Richard, Tom.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the three goats.
Pretty good, bro. We got Lee, Adam, Maurice, Mark, Richie's in there, but I'm impressed you got Kyle, and then you shifted us with Tom anyway. That's just a good media move you did right there. Well done,
Biscuit. Oh, and lead singer for Neil Peart plays for Rush. Getty. Is his last name Petty or is it Getty?
We'll cut that part out.
No, we'll keep it in there. The Randolph County people need to know that Ballgame's still in here thinking about. Are you on the Wikipedia page, possibly, though, Ballgame, of Randolph County or your high school?
Gosh, I
Hall
don't
of
know,
Famer.
man. Here's what Randolph County has. It's got two. It's got two diners and $74 generals. That's what Randolph County is known for.
Well, let's get into that. I'll get a little bit deeper, bro. You went to Eastern Randolph, then Ramsar, 15 minutes away from Asheboro. But here we go, bro. 3 fast food restaurants in the town of Ramsar. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Well, you've got Hardee's, you've got Bojangles, and you've got Biscuitville. Let's go.
Winston, I don't see Biscuitville on the list. Winston, I think it's there though, because I was real confident. How about Shortstops, Burgers and Shakes, Pantry Fried Chicken? Those ring a bell?
Yes, of course. And then if you just go right down the road, Franklinville Diner is the best biscuits and gravy in town, and it deserves a shout out.
That's good. That's good info right there. Yeah, people sleep on Carolina. Top food place. And dude, you said NASCAR, but baseball too, because the Durham Bulls, hell of a fan experience out there. If anybody's listening out in Durham or that area, go check out a game out there. Great baseball being played.
Yes, no doubt about it. And, the movie Bull Durham put us on the map with Kevin Costner. And so, yeah, great baseball there. It was a great place for me to grow up, learn the game, and really just grow some relationships. All baseball is for me is relationships, the friendships I've made along the way. And we still have text threads from all of my teammates growing up. But yeah, Carolina, man, it's James Taylor was smart.
He was smart. And we got the holidays coming up. We got a place that the kids call the I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to try anyway. Here we go. Kershey Valley Spooky Woods. It's a haunted Halloween attraction. Every year it pops up. Archdale, stand up. The people of Archdale, man. How many times have you been to the Spooky Woods? And then can you give me at least 2 activities to do there?
Wow. Big shout outs for the hometown. I've never been to Spooky Woods. The Halloween, the scary stuff, it never really did it for me. I'll say that. But what was the question? To what?
You know what? We'll punt on it. We'll let that one just be a foul ball. And we'll throw it out. For the listeners, though, less spooky, more fun. Zip lining, laser tag, axe throwing. Dude, what did I see? Maze corn adventures. So get out there. Everybody go check it out.
I'll give it to you. I got you. Cow tipping, right? Lots of cows out there. You got to get out into the fields, do a little cow tipping. That's a big one. And then rodeo, which again, I was a first generation Carolinian, so my family members were not into all this stuff. I don't have the strong Carolina twang like all my friends did, but riding a bull and tipping some cows over, those are big in Randolph County.
Hey, Randolph County, Coach Ballgame, you represent for Randolph County and the state. I'll give it to you and Madison Bumgarner. Thank you for representing. Great job.
Attaboy. We love talking about hometowns on this podcast. And we end every interview with the segment we call 1 star to 5 star. We talk about all the time. We're 1 stars, but we're trying to get better with advice and tips from every guest we have on, like yourself. So just to close it out, I want to ask you a few questions that run the gamut on the 1 to 5 star scale here.
Ready.
All right. You're in the parking lot of Dodger Stadium right now. The World Series is happening. Dodgers versus Yankees starts Friday. an amazing matchup. I know you have some ties to the Dodgers being out here in California, but overall in baseball right now, who are a couple current, let's call them 5-star examples of MLB players that you recommend kids should watch and emulate both on and off the field?
Yeah, well, everywhere I go, and I've coached hundreds of thousands of kids by now all over the world, I tell the story of Roberto Clemente. So any Roberto Clemente award winner, and it's tough to win that award. I'll go all the way to the nominees. Every team nominates one player who serves their community in a way like Roberto Clemente did. Roberto died going to Nicaragua to give gifts to kids and families that had been through an earthquake. So that's why this award was given to Willie Mays in 1972 as the inaugural. But I got to go with Anthony Rizzo, who's now a Yankee, and he's here. I've got to go Albert Pujols, another Roberto Clemente Award winner who has become a friend and on and off the field, probably the best hitter of our generation. And then off the field, wow, what he's done is remarkable. And then Clayton Kershaw. There's another one that a Roberto Clemente Award winner, one of the best pitchers of our generation. But the things that he does, and he's got a big family, but he's going to Africa and he's helping folks that are homeless and starving. Like they don't have to do these things, but they choose to. They choose goodness. And I'll give you one more, Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers here. The way he manages people, he knows that the way to leave a legacy is how you treat people. And doing that with kindness is his number one priority. So too many to count. You got the Mookies and the Shoheis, just to name even more. But if you've won that Roberto Clemente Award, you're a 5-star in my book.
I love that. And Marcus Stroman actually is the Yankees nominee this year, so another one to throw in there, but really great role models all across this World Series. Moving on here, travel ball is a big topic. It's always a polarizing issue, especially in baseball where you have kids playing year round, basically at age 7 and sometimes 6. How do you feel about travel ball on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, and what can we do to make it better?
There you go. Yeah, that's the key. Got to make it better. I think it's necessary, especially for the elite player who wants to go to the next level, just so they can play with kids that are maybe even a little bit better than them. That's a big deal. Is if you can play with kids that are a little better than you, that's going to push you to the next level. But it's all about the coaches. We've got to be picky with the teams that we jump on. You got to go watch a coach a practice. You got to go watch him coach a game. And if there's no red flags, if they're approaching it the right way, if they're looking big picture and thinking, how can I make this kid a good father one day? How can I create this love of the game for a long time so they can learn more life lessons? If the coach is looking through that lens, it's a 5-star. But if you're just jumping in to any travel ball team and the coach is doing the opposite, they're burning out that best pitcher because they want to win that game. They're overlooking bullying and bad choices because they really want to win this game. If they're a win at all costs focused coach, that's why youth sports is dying. Is we've got insecure, anxious moms and dads out there that are solely focused on the win. It's not life or death. That game is not life or death. I've seen so many amazing players and athletes lose the love of the game and quit at a young age because of a bad coach, a toxic environment, a culture that's negative and yelly. So it's up to us as grown men and women to come with some dignity, come with just some common sense. If you can throw some coach ball game joy and common sense into travel ball, it's perfection. So that's my answer.
I love it. And you got to do your research on those coaches. It is what it is. Last one here to close it out. Lots of coaches give out game balls at the end of each game where they'll emphasize maybe like an MVP of that particular game, someone who did really well. Is that method of giving out game balls okay in your opinion? And if not, what's let's call it a 5-star alternative method for coaches to celebrate after a game instead of giving game balls?
Yep. I'm a big fan of the post-practice and post-game ceremony where a game ball is given out. But here's the thing. It's not given out for talent. It's not given out for hits, home runs, who threw it the best. This is strictly based on choices. Who made the best choices today that was a leader on this team? Who hustled? Today we're going to give out the Hustler Award to the kid that was hustling. They went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but they hustled to their position every single inning. Who was the player that cheered the loudest from the dugout? Who was most kind? Who was willing to give that umpire a handshake and say thank you for volunteering your time to be here? Those folks that make the best choices, that's who I award. That's who I give baseball cards and game balls to. And when parents see that, when they see that a coach is pouring character development into their kids, prioritizing that over the scoreboard, the culture changes. Parents stop yelling at umpires a little bit more. They stop micromanaging the kids. They stop panicking. It's not as anxious, all because a coach is going about it the right way with positive tone, body language of unconditional love. And the wins, they'll come, they'll go. But I'm trying to win these kids' hearts. I want them to become a great adult one day, a good server of their community. The numbers say that 0 of the kids I ever coach are going to make it here to Dodger Stadium and play in the show. 0. But they'll all be adults one day. They'll all try and get a job, go to college, have a relationship. They'll all have a dark moment where they're going to make a bad choice, but then they lean on that coach that taught them this life lesson, that taught them about character, taught them about overcoming adversity. So that's a bit of a long-winded answer to the question that I've already forgotten what it was, but bang.
So good. You're talking to me. I'm an example of a baseball quitter for a variety of the reasons that you hear all the time. You named a couple of them, mixed with the fast pitches, out of control kids, toxic culture. And maybe if a coach would have leaned more into me appreciating the orange slices and snacks during the 7th inning, because that's what my specialty was, Coach. And if
that was your love language, right?
No one was giving me a game ball. Yeah, no one's giving me a game ball for dishing out orange slices and maybe laying off the M&Ms. Good job, DK. So I love that.
Awesome.
Hey, it's all about the life lessons. We appreciate you doing your part, Coach. Everyone can go follow you at Coach Ballgame everywhere on social media. All the cool stuff you're doing can be found at coachballgame.com. Thanks for being a breath of fresh air in youth sports. We wish you the best of luck in everything you're doing. And thank you again for coming on with the One Star Recruits.
And a boy.
From Slump Busters to Hail Marys, Rip, NFL, hot off the presses, NFL news. I love podcast recording days when I got a little NFL news to mix in like a DJ. NFL news. NFL news. Hot trade for fantasy football players out there. Your boy Rip Deontay Johnson joining the Ravens. Ravens are putting together a squad. Chiefs are it's coming, Rip. They see each other coming, and one makes a move, the other makes a move. We got a game of chess going here. Zay Flowers, as a Zay Flowers stock holder, he is just not the guy that we all thought he was going to be, and that's okay, because he gets open, bro. Zay Flowers is fast and he gets open. The hands, though, need a little bit more work. So they brought in Deontay Johnson. You like that reinforcement, Rip?
I mean, to me, the formula for the Ravens is run, pass when you need to, and really spread it around. He's not going to get 10 catches. It actually might be a downgrade for him fantasy football wise, but because now he's like one of 8 pass catchers in Baltimore, but it for sure, like you said, helps strengthen them. Before this week against Jameis Winston, the Browns, they were looking really good. I'm sure they'll bounce back and end up a 1 or 2 seed in the AFC, but I think this is a move for the playoffs to give them depth, because if one of those receivers goes down, they have this guy to step in and be one of the top guys.
Tough Browns loss, but Jameis, it's Jameis. The NFL is better for some Jameis Winston back in, and I'm all for it. My guy Kyle Hamilton's got to make that play. That's the thing about these football games, especially with Jameis Winston. You know he's going to fumble and throw a pick somewhere in there, if not 4 or 5. But he also might go throw for 300 and give the best post-game speech we've ever seen. So welcome back, Jameis. Good to have you back. Welcome back, Joe Flacco. Then we're going to go ahead and sit Richardson. It's funny in the NFL. It's a combination of when it works, when it doesn't, it doesn't. He had a move last week where he scrambled quite a bit and went to the bench for a play. He got a lot of flack for it. And I almost wanted to say that word so I could say, and then Flacco got inserted. But fantasy owners, Josh Downs went off last year. Hard to say, but an old timer who sits in the pocket, and the same goes for Jameis. Old school thrower who sits in the pocket and lets his receivers work a little bit. Good for fantasy owners, in my opinion. I'm all for it, Rip. But major bummer on that Baltimore defense. You got to make a couple more plays. I'm looking forward to them getting way better. If I'm buying stock right now in a team, I'm buying all of the Baltimore stock that I can. Noah Brown, Noah's Ark, your boy Rip, 1-star recruit. Check out the episode from a couple years ago when he was at Arizona State Sun Devil. Jaden Daniels, he keeps doing it. Come on, Rip. Can you just do a little hail to the Commanders couple times for me, a couple verses?
I don't even know the song. I'm not gonna lie. I've heard the term, but I'll tell you what, Jaden Daniels is like a god over there right now. When's the last time they had a good quarterback? Kirk Cousins, maybe 10 years ago for a couple years before he bolted. But I think every Commanders fan, you see from viral videos of what happened when that Hail Mary took place. Oh my God. It was like Christmas morning for those Commanders fans. And can you believe Anthony Richardson was being drafted rounds and rounds before Jaden in fantasy football? Look back at that now. How dumb was that?
A lot of unknowns. Yeah, dumb. Always dumb. Fantasy football drafts are so dumb. You knew it. You had them up there. That was epic for the ages. I expect to see the Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels matchup for years to come, and it'd be really great. Love Hail Marys. They don't happen enough. Such a smart move by Noah Brown to slide back of the pile and be in a ready to react position like he did. That's a great move. I don't know if they practice that move. You got to, Rip. It has to be a move practice now after you see that. It's like kind of a scrum and hope for the best and put one of your athletes in a position to dive. You can probably cover 5-6 feet on each side as just a loose waiting to react for the ball. And I'm proud of Jaden Daniels. He also had to find space and time to make that pass. There was like a double scramble. He had to get away from a couple dudes. Great football play. The best Hail Mary ever? Is that it?
I don't know how you quantify Hail Marys. To be honest, once that thing got tipped, Noah Brown was the only guy there, and it came right to him. He didn't have to move or dive, so it was pretty
You
amazing.
think that's a coaching move, Rip, to put one man to be a roamer?
It could have been. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear that. I'm sure one of the reporters asked that, but if it was Noah Brown doing it all on his own, hey, props to him, man. He should get a raise.
Plays like that don't happen on themselves. It was a series of events that led to one fan probably say the Bears are going to win this game in like Florida somewhere. That was probably the first straw to fall. Second was that free safety acting a fool, that cornerback. I don't even know his name. I'm sure you saw the clip of him like pumping up the crowd during the play as the ball was snapped. And he was the dude who tipped the ball. Karma point strike number 2 hit them. And then who knows what happened during the week, just in the Chicago Bears locker room. It's clear karma number 3 was in there somewhere. Somebody did something that was not cool because it all got repaid in that given moment. How excruciating to give your heart and soul for a football game for that many minutes and hit your head that many times for Noah Brown to just gently catch that thing.
Amazing week of NFL. Amazing moment, really, for the Commanders and that franchise and their fans. Can we talk about the biggest moment of the week, Devin Achane for the Dolphins being the first person to score a touchdown while wearing a Guardian cap, DK? Can I bring up Guardian caps again?
Rip, I'm happy you brought that up because I want to talk absolutely zero about Achane, zero about the Guardian caps. Let's go Arizona Cardinals 2 in a row. Huh? Place kick in. Let's go. And Rip, I'm not prepared to talk about the Guardian cap anymore until the number 1 person in the entire world decides to wear the Guardian cap. This thing's become a joke now. Now this isn't even, we're provocateurs at this point in time. We're not even for a cause anymore, Rip. You're not even a fan of a thing anymore. Now it's become this is just a joke. Here we go. Clearly Tua needs it. And if you watch the Cardinals game, he's back, but he's still scrambled eggs. You need to be quick to make decisions in this league. Still scrambled eggs, still making mistakes, which is why the Arizona defense didn't get 45 put up on them. 3 best receivers in football down there in Miami, ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and punt your whole Guardian cap talk until the NFL takes it seriously. I'm not taking it seriously anymore. Washington, man, they continue to impress me, though. We talked Jameis. We talked it all. That's our NFL. Any more NFL you want to mention, Rip? It's been good. We're at the halfway point. Any super surprises other than the commies?
I mean, the Steelers are looking pretty darn good. And who would have thought they would have gotten better with Russell Wilson back there? Good.
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin, probably the top coach in the NFL, to be honest.
dropping some really beautiful passes from Russ Wilson. We haven't seen that in a long time. The touch passes. If you can contain that man Pickens, like he's the new wild X factor. But he's in a good space. Best, maybe one of the best in the league. Still surprised about Dallas. They continue to lose. It's so sad to see them show up with 8 minutes left in all these games, and all the talent comes out, and it's not there before. It's got to be coaching, I think, Rip. At this stage, you got to get in there. They're not getting up for the games enough. You got to come out and be ready. A little similar in Philadelphia, and they figured it out. And you see the turnaround happening in Philadelphia. So Dallas, I'm not going to write them off 100% yet at the halfway point. I think there could still be a turnaround. I see the talent there on offense to hang out, but that defense just sucks. Are you writing off the Cowboys, Rip?
Not yet. I mean, 3-4. They got a big game this week, and I think if they win this week, I mean, they're right back in it. They played a lot of division games left, so I think they can still. I'm not writing them off yet.
All right, no write off. Let's go, Dowdle. Everybody's rooting for you, Dowdle. Get it back together. Keep it going, my man. I'm kind of done with statues. I don't know what quality control looks like anymore. It was similar up in Philly when they did Iverson's, although Iverson's looked better because it looked a little bit more like the player, but it was very small. If I remember the correct story, I haven't seen that one in person. Shaq's wasn't great down in LA. I think it was the best of the bunch, though. Still, MJ's in Chicago reigns supreme. Is the only really good statue done well. This one, not good. The face of Dwayne Wade looks like he's 87. The artist, who I do respect the artist, because you know what, bro? The artist, the sculpturists actually sat down and did a press conference, and they were somber. It felt like they were doing a press conference after a tough loss, is exactly what it felt like. And that their focus was they really wanted to get the hands of Dwayne right, realistic. But everything else was just not. And they unveiled it, and Wade was there, and it was so awkward and cringe because you know the dude didn't like it. Don't you show him before? Don't you show Iverson before? If they don't like it, you do it again. Help me. This needs to stop. Is this like a government thing, Rip, or something? Is this a conspiracy theory you don't know about? Is this some kind of ritual hazing thing? What is happening?
Well, the weird part is the only thing that really matters is the head, right? The face. Like you can give them a few extra pounds. Like no one's really going to comment on that. But if the head is messed up and it doesn't look like the person, that's 1 star, man. You gotta get that taken care of before you pull the curtain off that thing.
Just started a petition here. Rest in peace, Gerard Mustaf, the Phoenix Suns, to get that thing going. Statue petition coming your way, Rip, for a signature. Stop with them, though, unless you really want to take your time. Take your time. Go back and forth. Go back and forth with the athlete. There's some advice for you. Just go back and forth 2 or 3 times. Nah, like that, don't like that. A very embarrassing moment for Miami. Not embarrassing moment for us. Just kidding. Always embarrassing. 1-star moments of the week, Rip. Anything that was embarrassing you don't want to talk about, we are here to talk about them. 1 stars. What do you got?
I got it, man. It's honestly happens to me almost every week. I told you I'm in a room right now that smells like pee. We had a puppy for 2 years and he will not stop peeing in the house. And this week, DK, do you wear, when you're walking around the house, do you wear socks? Are you barefoot? You wear slides? How do you usually walk around the house?
Classic holiday question. In the state of Hawaii, it is very bad to wear any shoes in any house ever. Your slippers get taken off at the door. So we are barefoot.
All right, so see, I'm different, man. I wear socks. My wife gets on me for it all the time. She says, "You never know when the floors are dirty because you're always in socks." And it came back to bite me yesterday, man. I was walking around. This is where the combo of the puppy pee and me wearing socks, and then I step in a huge pile of pee right in the middle of the floor on the sock all over. And there's no worse feeling than having wet socks, and it's not water, it's pee, so it just magnifies it. just a terrible feeling. I ran to the bathroom, threw that thing in the bathtub right away. Still there. Probably bathroom smells like pee at this point, but just pee sock everywhere. 1-star moment of the week. Disgusting.
Ugh. I hate dog pee. Yeah, you got to do the fireman's crawl. Get on the ground with your nose and go every corner. That means most people will do it, but not. You got to do it like up and down, like you're putting grass on a football field. I don't know. I need to like you're mowing the lawn, Rip, with your nose. That's the attention to detail that this needs. It's only going to get worse, and it goes from this to like a worse ammonium smell to ammonium and mold combo. It's got to be found, bro.
I have to do the army crawl 24/7 in my house. 100% of the time I move around my house, it will probably be in an army crawl pretty soon.
You got to get it going, bro. Got to get it going. 1-star moment for me. I finally got this car that we've had since the Lahaina fire back and fixed and in good working order. And in Hawaii, you need to go get this thing called a safety check, which is kind of a tussle a little bit for the state of Hawaii. You pull into a safety check place. You give them $25. You turn your signals on, your lights on. I think they make sure your window shield ain't cracked and they give you a thing. However, the process to register your car and get the safety check and the combo and the timing that things have to be done. Your boy went to the DMV last week, got my ticket. I thought I've done this in Maui once before, and it was hard. I had to go back 3 or 4 times, and it was very difficult and frustrating. Not DMV times 10 island style. This time, 3-hour wait. I had some podcasts, did a little light reading, so I was chill, all good. But 3.5 hours, get up there. Bro, everything prepared except to get my final registration. I can't get my safety check without my registration. So common sense tells me I'm just going to go here and they'll do that. And then I'll get my safety check. No. Missing piece. I needed to go to the safety check station and get a failed safety check form by them. Which is crazy.
Disgusting.
Which is crazy. So driving 50 minutes on bad tags with this car. Now I got to drive back again, go to the place, wait in line, pay my $25 to get a failed one, and now go back to the DMV here and go through that process again and hope for the best. And now I'm on a tight timeline because I got to get this car shipped to another destination because we're leaving the islands, remember? So little Hawaii, man, you got to get in those details. Devil's in the details, man. 1-star moment. Big piece of time, energy, and just suckiness, DMV woes. Could be worse, but definitely 1-star moment. Very pissed off drive home for me.
Well, I hope the domestic location that you're moving to that you're going to announce pretty soon here on 1-star has a better DMV setup.
Doubt it. There's another hint for you. And this car is going back to Maui, Rip, because we're still a part of the Lahaina community. We're going to rebuild our home there 2, 3, 4 years, but I'm going to get that car back there and we're going to keep it there. It's hard enough to develop an island vehicle as it is. Everything's 10x. We have it here. It's cheaper to ship back. We're just going to get it there. And over the next 3, 4, 5 years with this rebuild, going to have a car set up. Kind of a pain in the ass though, bro. You know what has to happen with that? Like everything, more stuff, more problemos. Is the truest shit ever. I got this. Now the car's there. Now it's said, oh, good. We're setting for Hawaii. You need someone to flick a car on, bro, every 3 weeks or all the shit dies in it, Could be a business idea. I got a couple people I'm going to pitch it to, but more money, more problems, Rip. 1-star moments.
Now I know my question for next week. It's going to be where you're moving to. Do you need a car? So think about that one. Think about that yes or no question for next week. What's your rec of the week? What do you got for recs of the week?
I would love if we could find ourselves in just a golf cart community and that's what everybody rides around in. And stay tuned for Rips Reacts. Stay tuned for Rips Reacts because there's a transportation question in there too that I'm a big fan of. But go ahead, recommend us something good. Give us something good because you smell like pee.
I smell like pee. I actually showered right after that, so I smell like Dove soap right now. But recommendation of the week, my kids had a piano recital on Sunday and it was a Halloween theme, so they dressed up and I said, hey, what the heck, I'm gonna dress up too. So I showed up in a Buzz Lightyear outfit, a full Buzz Lightyear costume from Toy Story to this kid's piano recital. Turns out I'm the only adult out of like 50 in a costume. So very awkward, very one star, but it was worth it because the kids loved it. They love seeing a full grown adult bald man in a Buzz Lightyear costume. So really, translation, my rec of the week is to dress up, go trick or treating with the kids, live a little bit, DK. They're only young for so long. Be willing to go out on a limb and kind of make a fool of yourself. It's worth it. That's it.
And that's it. Kids love clowns, Rip. That's it, bro. That's it. Recommendation for me. Well, I've hit the elitist group of white guy living in Hawaii, doing stuff on a Wednesday that, I feel underqualified to even participate in, but here it is. I'm doing it, Rip. I'm going to admit it live on the podcast. Here it goes. You ready?
What is it?
I'm 1 month into being a pickleball player.
Oh my. How old are you?
Every reaction was such a letdown, Rip, to what you could have been coming. Yeah, dude, 1 month into being a pickle player, and I love it, dude. The stats, the caloric, the aerobic stats don't fucking lie. I've been playing singles. I noticed that most people play doubles, so some of these stats may not be applicable. But here's my last match, Rip, just to give you a concept of burn here. And I'm been sore and, real workout stuff. It feels a little bit like when I used to play basketball full court is the type of burn that this has given me. It's old man shit, remember. So I don't know if I'm relating to anybody out there at all. But for me, dude, one session, I got 1.55 miles of distance in. Total time was 1 hour and 23 minutes. Total calories burned, 1,001, bro. That's a full big ass huge meal. So major calories burned, and then all kinds of other fun facts. Active calories though, about 875 active calories burned, and you're toast afterwards. So I was kind of a hater. I was a bit of a P-ball hater. No more. I'm a lover. It is a hell of a workout in my new city. Catch me locally playing pickleball. It's coming.
That's amazing. And you're still young. Our former one-star guest, NBA Hall of Famer Rick Barry, just won a pickleball tournament with a doubles partner. He won the 80 and up division. I believe he's 84. So you got 40 years of pickleball ahead of you, buddy. I hope you're planning on that.
We'll see. It could be like frozen yogurt, bro. This thing could be a fad. You're the only one who still is a big frozen yogurt guy. There used to be one of those things on every single corner, a Rip. Same with pickleball. Because I can't feel my ankles and my knees taking a beating. So stay tuned. Rip reacts, hit the music. The Dodgers have a standing proposal, Rip, for an aerial gondola that could transport fans from Dodger Stadium and to hopefully improve that notorious traffic and bullshit that you know so well. The cost has ballooned to $500 million, so that's something. Rip, gondola, Dodger Stadium, good investment, bad investment.
It sounds good in theory. I mean, we are in 2024. You know what? I just changed my mind. I was going to say no, it's a waste of money, but let's do it, man. That place is a mess. I don't go. I avoid it. I go once a year if I can, if I get free tickets, but otherwise I avoid it because exactly what you just said. It takes forever to get out of there, especially when the game's sold out. I can go to Angel Stadium with like 10,000 people, get a ticket for $15, sit in lower level, not have to worry about traffic at all. So it's a shitty product, but hey, what's more worth it to you? I'm going for it. Let's go with the gondola.
If you're in the gondola business, this is great news. I think it should be probably more. We're moving more into experiential things. So, Rip, it does accomplishes a handful of things beyond just traffic. You can park further out and beat traffic. You also get an experience coming in where you can take in city views of Los Angeles above the smog, even. I don't know how high they're building this thing. Hollywood sign pictures, so good marketing opportunities mixed in that. And then you can also have it sponsored. You can figure out a way to make money off that thing. Gondola business might be picking up. I'd like to see gondolas in more places all across lots of places I go. You guys use the one at Disneyland, the People Mover?
tram. We've used a couple things. Actually, I just changed my mind again. No, I'm out on the gondolas, DK. It's making people
Why?
lazy. People need to walk. You get your
That's a good
steps
point.
in. Apple Watches. I mean, what happens when you run into that drunk Dodger fan on the gondola? There's no way out. You can't run away from him. You're gonna get your ass kicked on the gondola. I'm out. Squash the gondola.
Good points. Valid points. Gondola. Catch a gondola in downtown Scottsdale, taking people from bar to bar. Maybe that's the concept I'm going for a little bit more. But burn some calories, play pickleball. You're right, Rip. Fat asses, a bunch of fats going on here. Bunch of bullshit going on with the Oakland Athletics. No more. Some terrible news about the A's was just dropped that Reggie Jackson, Rip, our guy Reggie Jackson had a higher bid than John Fisher for the Oakland A's in 2005. Just another shameful slap in the face to the MLB. Just a backhand, another one. Great opportunity to tie everything together there in 2005. And they didn't do it. They didn't at all. Rip, what's your favorite player memory from the Oakland Athletics legacy?
It's got to be Ricky Henderson. My 8-year-old knows about him. I tell him he's the most prolific stolen base player of all time, stolen base performer of all time. He was just on another level. I mean, stolen 100 bases multiple times, rarely got caught. Not only that, but he hit so many leadoff home runs. The people that never talk about that part of Ricky Henderson's game. He was a perfect combo of power and speed. Not quite 50-50 like Shohei, but for a leadoff hitter, the object of the game of baseball is to score runs so your team can win. Nobody did it better than that guy, Ricky Hen from the Pac-10.
It's a good one, man. It's a good one. It's a good jersey to have. If I was back in the jersey game, I'm out of it. I hung those up in the rafters. I'm all done with it. I got two non-baseball related, funny enough, that if really hit me the hardest when I think of Oakland Coliseum. Numero uno, getting off of Bart and walking the bridge. That bridge is the bridge of everything. You want t-shirts, Mexican food, tickets to other events, old concert tickets. What are the, Coronas. I'm trying to think of the ponchos, Rip, with the Raiders logo on them. You know, everything on that bridge. And it feels like I'm in a different country going to a sporting event. It feels like I'm going to like a South American soccer game or something, crossing that bridge. I'll never forget that experience. Also, that's when the first smell of that stadium kind of hits you. A little bit rotten, a little bit hot doggy, but also baseball, if that makes any sense. So hitting that damn bridge was one. Second one, also non-baseball related, that there was a video, so funny, of the woman giving her boyfriend, husband, partner fellatio up in the top stands. And there it is. That's the Oakland A's for me. There it is, Red.
You don't think that's going to happen in Vegas, Sin City? I mean, that's going to be a whole section devoted to that, I believe.
The new wall. The new wall in Vegas. You just give fellatio to your partner for the full game to keep engagement high.
2-for-1 tickets.
Sweet Lord. Lord. Last one, Rip. October 2026 was officially declared Coach Lee Corso Day in Bloomington, Indiana, by the mayor. Rip. One-star recruits love Bloomington, Indiana. A couple years ago, we really connected with the city, bro, on a handful of levels. Finish this podcast off, man. Walk us through a one-star recruits day in Bloomington.
Well, we're waking up at the Courtyard Marriott. Everybody knows that. You're a Marriott guy. We're heading immediately. We're probably waking up late because we were at the bars the night before, but we're heading immediately for lunch at Buffalo's, DK. No one does it better than Buffalo's. And we're meeting our guy, Calbert Cheney, there, who's going to fly in or drive in from Indianapolis. I believe he's still assistant coach. I don't even know. He might even be in Bloomington. We might stay at his house, but we're having Buffalo's, and then we're probably going back to Buffalo's for dinner, to be honest. All I got is Buffalo's. In the afternoon, we're probably going to have a meeting with our guy, Scott Dolson, the AD for the Hoosiers over there, and then possibly do a live pod the next day with Coach Mike Woodson for the Hoosiers men's basketball. So it's going to be a busy couple days, DK, but Bloomington loves us. We love Bloomington, and the main takeaway is we're going to eat a lot at Buffalo's.
We were on Bloomington before everybody else. They figured it out the last couple weeks. Football team, decent now, got things together. Started right here, though. 1 star. You see, lots of things start here. You start at the 1 stars, you get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know how it goes. Rip. 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4. Next week, back at you. Soccer player, Los Famoso soccer player coming on. If you're from Long Beach, if you're from Malibu, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.